Since the dawn of time, human beings have constantly relied on each other. From the earliest humans to the average Joe sitting behind his computer screen today, human interactions, presence, and dependence is prevalent and absolutely necessary for the growth and sustenance of the human subconscious and mind. But man, some people are annoying. While it's important to surround yourself with people, humans also have the knowledge, perception, and intellect to know which type of people to avoid when things seem a little bit off. Disclaimer: don't get us wrong. We aren't telling you to avoid everyone, nor are we trying to brew a sense of superiority within our audience. We're just encouraging you all to keep your radar sharp and stay cautious when it comes to people who hurt you, disturb your mental peace, and prove to be an obstacle on your path. So if you're looking for some advice on who to keep a lookout for, look not any further, we've got you covered. Number 15, people with a victim's mentality. Life can be tough for everyone. There are those around us who tackle our problems head on, there are those who need a little help, there are those who cower, and there's certain people who cower and use their struggle to entrap, manipulate others, and take advantage of others. Definitely avoid people with a victim's mentality. Number 14, negative people. The human mind possesses a plethora of attitudes. Believe it or not, attitudes are contagious. When you're around happy people, you'll also feel happy. But when you're around negative people, you're also likely to pick up on their vibes. Negativity will affect your mental health on a subconscious level, and it's very important to realize its effect before you're consumed by it entirely. Number 13, stupid people. Trust me, we're not a bunch of mean people. We simply wish to steer away our audience from those who may harm our peace. And believe it or not, as rash and rude as it may sound, stupid people are also on this list. Here's the catch. Not all stupid people are dangerous, but the type you want to avoid are those who waste all your time and energy without a single thought. Number 12, compulsive liars. Lying is bad on nearly all accounts, unless you're getting robbed and need an excuse to get out. In that case, you might want to lie. But in the course of life, you'll come across many people who lie compulsively. Now, these are the liars you absolutely need to avoid. Compulsive liars are unreliable, and you'll see for yourself that it's nearly impossible to form any kind of solid relationship with them. Number 11, bullies. Everyone has been bullied at some point in their lives. It's a very difficult and tragic experience to be bullied, whether online or in real life. And the effects of bullying leave scars that so many people find hard to erase. Bullies are almost like vampires. They simply want to suck out every ounce of positivity, energy, and mental and physical peace. They also thrive on the sense of power they feel upon making another person feel inferior. Now that's someone you absolutely have to avoid at all costs. Simply try to recognize the visible signs right away and detach yourself as much as you can, so you avoid becoming a bait. Number 10, past versions of yourself. Humans are growing every single day, every hour, and every minute. None of us are perfect. In fact, even a bully can change his or her ways. What you don't want to do is revert back to your old ways. Times change, and when you come across past versions of yourself, it's important to ask yourself whether or not these versions are composite for you now. If not, bye-bye, you have to kick them out. Number 9, controlling people. Everyone has control over their own life. Control isn't just materialistic, it's also a state of mind. Therefore, it's extremely important for you to establish solid and absolute control over your own prospects, so that others don't intervene. Control freaks cannot stand it when something doesn't go their way. They'll criticize and judge you and make you feel delusional for saying or doing something that goes against their decision. We know these types of people all too well, and unfortunately, controlling people are too common in our day-to-day. So it is very important to get yourself out of the shackles of a control freak as much as you can. Number 8. Energy stealers. Energy is vital. You give off energy when you hang around others, and you can feel other people's energy too when you're with them. But believe it or not, people steal energy too. Here's the easiest way to detect an energy stealer. After conversing with someone and they leave the conversation feeling better while you feel horrible, then there you have it, energy stealer. Number 7. Gossipers. Unfortunately, humans have been living in gossip culture for nearly a century now. It's managed to creep into every aspect of our lives, and so it's highly imperative that we avoid gossip and keep our youngins away from it too. People who gossip are usually insecure about themselves. People who gossip are also, in most cases, fake friends too. You might share something with them and they'll end up sharing it with the entire world. Definitely avoid the gossipers, guys. Number 6. Losers. Again, we aren't a bunch of mean people, folks. But it's absolutely important to understand that there are in fact losers who live among us in our day-to-day lives. Now, losers aren't always people who lose. Like control, it's also a state of mind. People with a loser's mentality will almost always be envious and consider success as luck-oriented. They will be stubborn and adverse to the natural flow of change. Not the kindest person you can meet. Number 5. Getting bored? Don't. We're almost there. Another type of person who clearly has red flags all around them are the naysayers. Naysayers are those who would constantly belittle your success or achievements. People who would endlessly stray us away from the path of success. Do not let that kind of toxicity get into your head. You do you, folks. Number 4. Egotists. Ego is a rather complicated trait. We all have it in some way, shape, or form, but the absolute toxic ego intervenes with your mental health. This is when the ego is so high that empathy is completely absent. An egotist will almost always be so self-absorbed and will never consider you, which in turn would pave the way to draining and empty relationships. Number 3. Fake friends. Friends are so important to have. They are our second family. Believe it or not, even we are your friends. But fake friends? Yeah, red flags everywhere. Fake friends are almost always opportunists. They'll take advantage of you, never put you first, and simply hurt you intentionally. You really need to avoid fake friends if you want to live a life of bliss. Number 2. Jealous people. Probably one of the most dangerous traits a human being could have, jealousy is one of the deadliest. Jealous people go hand in hand with negative people. They can't stand to see you succeed. Their toxic thought patterns are enough to get you rattled, and you definitely do not want to give them any room in your life. Number 1. Opportunists. We're finally here, folks. Opportunists. This probably goes hand in hand with every single trait on this list. Opportunists will simply and utterly never consider you, ever. They're always selfish and will use you for their own personal gain. When you do them a favor, they'll expect it in return too. Yeah, not the best type of people to be around. That concludes our list of types of people to avoid. For more helpful advice and useful information, make sure to like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section and definitely don't avoid us. See you in the next video.